Lakerland, what's that word? I'm in the building. Purple and gold skies, man. Feeling good outside. Happy Monday. Welcome back to Lakerland. Top 10 moves Coach JJ Redick must make as the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. We got to break things down because we now have a head coach. Shout out to JJ Redick and the Los Angeles Lakers, man. We about to get into this thing, man. Y'all already know how we do, so do us a huge favor here at Lakerland. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to check out some of our merchandise. We got some dope things online with the store. So our store link is also on the channel, so you can check out some of our merchandise and products. And of course, be sure to go follow our playback room at playback.tv/Lakerland for all of our live reaction shows, as well as the Lakerland podcast in full effect. Shout out to Playback TV. But man, let's get into today's discussion with me, boys and girls, because I want to go over this list that I kind of came up with. You know, these are things that I feel like are mandatory for JJ Redick, not to win a championship because that has to be played on the basketball court, but for me to feel like the team is going in the right direction. That's the expectation that I have. These are the top 10 moves that I feel like JJ Redick has to really break down bit by bit. And starting off number one, and I know they pretty much solidified it. I really was never sold on it. But the number one thing, and I'm not really putting this in particular order, but reassuring Anthony Davis of his role on this team. To me, out the gate, you need to make sure, in my opinion, that that's a done deal. I know they've talked about before that Anthony Davis is locked in. They had conversations and discussions soon after JJ got hired. Him and AD had a one-on-one talk. So I just think that it's very important to let Anthony Davis know what his role is, what his expectation is, what type of help they're going to get him. You know, I'm wondering, because we've watched Anthony Davis play the most games last year than he's played in his career. You know, he's not getting any younger, but overall, I think Anthony Davis is really in his prime as far as, you know, the physical game and then his mental game. He's really one of those guys. Him being the leader, you know, that's still kind of up for debate for me. But I do wonder what JJ Redick is assuring Anthony Davis. Is he telling them, look, man, we are going to go through you this game, or I'm going to make sure that in this draft, I'm going to get you some help, try to get you, you know, some assistance, maybe get you down back to the 4. You know, I just think that that's going to be the key for JJ Redick off the top, is to reassure Anthony Davis, because AD at the end of the day is going to be there longer than, you know, LeBron. If I'm not mistaken, they gave JJ Redick a 4-year contract. It might not go that far depending on the success or lack of the Lakers, but you better be assured that most likely Anthony Davis is going to either be there or those two are going to bump heads, you know, eventually, even when LeBron is gone. So reassuring AD, number one, his role, I think, is number one for JJ Redick. Number two, as far as moves that I think JJ needs to make as far as a Lakers head coach now, he got to get the staff together. He has to get the staff together, Lakerland. And I don't know what type of staff y'all expect to have, you know, working with JJ Redick. I know a lot of people say he should mix up a little bit of veterans with some fresh guys and all that, but I'm not quite sure. I would love to see guys like Rondo be a part of this nucleus. I know, what's his name? Scott Brooks, if I'm not mistaken, name has been in conversations. We got Sam Cassell, who's just coming off of winning a title in Boston. There's some names out there that are interesting to me. There's not a lot of, I want to say, head coaching experience, I think, that's available to help JJ. I think anyone that has that type of cachet, they probably are still going to be looking for their own type of gig or situation. I don't know if they would want to fall in line under JJ Redick, but guys like Rondo and, Even Sam Cassell, even though he's proven, I can see Sam Cassell, coming to Los Angeles and trying to make something special happen. So getting the staff together is going to be number two as far as the moves that JJ Redick is going to have to make. But I do want to know from Lakerland, what type of staff are you guys interested in having? Should he bring in all new faces? Do y'all even believe in JJ Redick as a head coach? That's another important question, because even though he doesn't have any NBA coaching experience, I feel like his basketball mind, his IQ, what we have witnessed, I think we have something to work with. He's never been one of the dumbest players out there. So I think we definitely have something to work with. This is definitely a whole different ball game. This is something that we're going to have to allow him to kind of grow into. But I'm just wondering what type of supporting cast he should have on that staff. So that's the second thing. And number three for me, as the top 10 moves that JJ Redick needs to do as a Laker. Number three, I'm going to be real with y'all, Lakerland. He has to make up his mind about Rui Hachimura. I got to talk to the bosses. What the hell is we going to do with Rui? Because we got the NBA draft coming up in what? A week and a half coming up soon? Rui, he's not the only one under contract right now for the Lakers, but when you look at his value, the trade value, his name is going to be in these trade discussions. Teams, I believe, is going to want him in a deal. And I think that sooner than later, JJ Redick needs to decide if he is sold completely on Rui. Because if it's a question, if he don't feel like Rui is going to be able to step it up in the postseason, or if he's getting that type of vibe from LeBron or Anthony Davis, that's going to push more to us seeing, like, you hearing these talks about Javonte Murray and I did a video earlier today on Colin Sexton, and we talking about guys like maybe Trae Young. Like, that's what's going to come into play, because they're going to use Rui in those types of trades to get him, or someone like Jeremy Grant from Portland. They're going to ask for Rui. So I think even before the draft happens, Rui is key for JJ as far as figuring out, do I believe in this kid, or do I feel like I need to part ways from him now? That's iffy. I know Dlo got a chance to opt in and all that, and I know people feel like Dlo is definitely important to this dynamic of the Lakers. But to me, Rui Hachimura is a very pivotal piece in the short-term future and the long-term future, if you ask me, for the Lakers. Not so much because of his productivity, but his value. Like, they could keep him now and regret it in the postseason if they were to make it, next season, or they could get rid of him now, set themselves up. It's a lot really to digest, at the end of the day. Salute to the guys. Appreciate you, man, and the support. So that was number three for me. Number four, I like Dlo. I really loved what I seen from D'Angelo Russell, especially when his name was in trade talks last year. He really stepped his game up. But when we get to the playoffs, Lakerland, it's like D'Lo, like, bro, it's just like a usual suspect. And I don't know how many more opportunities D'Lo is going to get or needs to have to be able to excel in April and in May. I believe in him, no disrespect, but it's like to a fault. When is he going to, break that mold? Because as being a fan of LeBron, I know we only got a window of 2 years left realistically. So you really want to have the best of the best that you can afford to have in the postseason when these games count. So as much as I like D'Angelo Russell, if he opts out, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. But if he was to opt in, I don't know. I know Lakerland, y'all going to disagree with me, but I would consider signing and trading D'Angelo Russell. I think, I don't know. I got my brother Hank in the building.
What's
Hank,
up?
bro? I'm breaking down my top 10 moves that I feel like JJ needs to make now as a head coach. And I'm down to number 3, number 4, and Dlo. What do you think about if Dlo opts in, they do a sign and trade and still get rid of D'Angelo Russell? Is that a bad move? Am I tweaking?
No, but it's all about what D'Lo wants to do. Organization as well, but Anthony Davis obviously is very important key to the Lakers right now.
That was my
He
first one.
wants right. He wants to keep the team together. He wants D'Lo there as well. And if you've seen it. He's been hanging out with D'Lo a lot too, doing the podcast,
Yes.
things of that nature. They probably have a pretty good relationship. D'Lo is probably not that much younger than him, right? Maybe a couple years.
Right.
Yeah,
2
so
or 3, 3.
yeah. So
But here's my thing though, bro. D'Lo might want to stay in Los Angeles.
correct.
But if you know that D'Angelo Russell is going to shit the bed in the playoffs, like we've seen pretty much in these last 2 seasons,
Mhm.
and if you're LeBron and AD, you're a little bit desperate, to go as far as you can and capitalize. Do you not take a risk being JJ and pulling the trigger and get rid of getting rid of D'Angelo Russell now while you got a little bit of value with him?
It has to be the right move. And again, you're giving away a guy that can. He's pretty much an all-star, especially during a regular season. I
Yep.
think we'll have a great chance of doing that. And honestly, I heard you talk about JJ a little bit. JJ should put him in some good positions with the ball because he's a shooter, and
Yes.
he's going to put him in good positions, including Rui. So I think that unless you can get something very, very valuable for him, you keep him because you're really not going to be able to get anybody of his caliber. To be honest with you, unless it's some type of desperate team trying to exchange contracts.
Especially from Orlando, the team that seems to be trying to get D'Lo. I know they got some young pieces, but they don't have anything I think that is going to be available to replace what the Lakers, need from him or from that position.
Right. I know the names you brought up yesterday was in the trade. I forgot what it was. Those names weren't bad.
In the trade yesterday when we were having a deal or no deal,
Right. Those names
who we had
weren't bad.
Suggs, and
Suggs is nice.
Wendell Carter.
Yeah, though they're nice. That's a decent package. Now that's only if D'Lo wants to leave. If
Right.
D'Lo saying we want you out, those are nice names to replace. The only thing is, again, most of these teams that are winning championships, and that's historic too, that are winning the championship have been around each other for a while.
Yeah.
And that's what Anthony Davis is saying. Hey, we just need more time together, and we put the right system with the right coaching staff. And like I said yesterday, we were talking about, if LeBron was to leave, the team would still be okay. I do believe that if they keep the team pretty much the same, if they go out and get other pieces and exchange them like they've been doing it, then no.
Well, here's what I can't argue with, but I will always argue with. Because when you guys say that, there are facts, even down to last season, that Rui has played better when LeBron was off the basketball court. D'Angelo Russell has played better when LeBron was off the basketball court. So I can't really debate those. Those are facts that we just witnessed. So y'all got that. But I can't bet that in an 82 game season without that LeBron element, that we're going to have a winning season. I don't think those guys are good enough for that type of stretch. It's a long journey through a season without the GOAT.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, it has to have Anthony Davis playing at 70 games like he did last year. He played like what, 75 or something like that?
73.
Yeah.
I think it's 73, 72, but it was his career high.
Correct. If he does that, again, remember in wasn't Oklahoma, New Orleans, he led his team to the playoffs multiple times, and I don't really believe he had as much talent. He has some talent on there. I'm not gonna say he didn't, but I feel like he has a little bit more talent right now, and he's there getting to having their struggles or making the playoffs. He led them to the playoffs in New Orleans. So if he stays healthy, I think that with the ball moving around more, he being the centerpiece, the offense is going to be different. And I think that they could still, of course, everybody else has to be healthy too. D'Lo, Rui, Austin Reeves, Vanderbilt. Those are the
LeBron.
key pieces. I'm talking about if they don't have LeBron.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
If those pieces will have to stay healthy for almost 70 games or more.
But
But
let's
with
just let me
LeBron, of
ask you
course, yeah,
let me ask you this, not to cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you off, but let's say everybody's healthy, right? And you have no LeBron. Are the Lakers still attractive for somebody that want to come play with them without LeBron?
come on, you know that answer. You know how much
I
hate we do
don't.
on these LeBron videos. You already know.
From I'm
All our videos on LeBron is hateful. We know that.
Yeah, but I'm saying no, but I'm talking about the stars of the NBA, the free agents, guys that decide midseason that they want to trade. Is LA the Lakers? I know LA is an attractive marketplace. Don't get it twisted, but this team constructed without LeBron, you think the Paul Georges and like some of these guys will want to come play in LA?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that again, as much as we love LeBron, he's just my GOAT. He's my favorite player of all time as far as the GOAT conversation is concerned. We know what the stigma is on him. And guys don't want to play with him. It's been like that for a while, especially when KD came out and made those comments. It's toxic. Some of those comments was because of the media hype that goes behind LeBron. And I think a lot of people don't want to deal with that. Kawhi didn't want to play with him. That was Danny Green said that. Him and Danny Green were like best friends. He said
Yep.
the Kawhi didn't want to play with LeBron. So I think that, for instance, let's say LeBron had left, let's say he had to opt out last year and he went to wherever.
Mhm.
I think that Spider-Man would actually want to play in Los Angeles. It'll be more of an attractive option for him. Even Paul George as well. Now Paul George could still possibly do it if he doesn't want to leave LA because of his contract. But I'm just saying it'd be more attractive if Bron wasn't there for them.
But why would it be attractive? That's where I get off. That's where you and I disagree because Donovan Mitchell may find if LeBron was gone, like you said, hypothetically, this would be an attractive market piece, excuse me, marketplace for Donovan Mitchell. Why? Because the Lakers were losing and he could see that he would do a better job than D'Angelo Russell. He knows that he's an automatic replacement at that position and they lose. And so he could, it's definitely desirable.
Right.
But
Anthony
again,
Davis.
no, again, but what I'm saying is that doesn't take away from the fact that when LeBron goes, the Lakers lose. They go back in purgatory. You need a savior. This team is not constructed to be successful or as successful without LeBron. You would need to have another superstar or star to replace LeBron. What you have now, even healthy, I just don't believe in.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that they again healthy. Everybody plays pretty healthy throughout the whole year. They can at least get to the play-in. But of course, AD is number one, D'Lo's
Gotcha.
number two, and then after that, everybody else has to be pretty healthy. And of course, we don't know what type of movements they'll be able to make to strengthen the roster as well. You don't know what type of pieces they'll be able to bring in that'll be pretty good to help as well. But if they say they're able to get a couple pieces that help out, absolutely playing. And again, like this is probably one of the strongest teams that LeBron is on. That if he was to leave, they'd be okay. Like Cleveland was dumpster fire. Miami, Dwayne Wade had his injury, and then Chris Bosh had his injury, and they went to their woes for a second too. This would probably be the best team if he left that can do something when he leaves.
I don't we're just going to agree to disagree, but you have a non-proven head coach in JJ Redick. You have only guys who are signed is Austin Reeves, Rui, Anthony Davis, Christian Wood, and Jackson Hayes and Max Christie.
Yeah.
That's all you have. That isn't I don't know. But
Again, for JJ Redick, obviously, I know you talked about that. I'm hoping that he's shown he has basketball intellect and he has a high IQ, but of course you have to be able to implement that into a game.
yeah.
And Jason Kidd is probably his best comparison that I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe someone, I think Avery Johnson also did not coach right away, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he was an assistant. He had success too as a coach of the year in the NBA.
Yeah.
So Jason Kidd has some woes coming in Brooklyn and then in Milwaukee. So I think with the right coaching staff, that he has to have great assistants, and he got LeBron in the background. They put it all together. He might have a better start than probably Jason Kidd did. But that's his closest comparison that I could think of with no experience.
Gotcha. All right, Laker land, we are getting back to the top 10 moves JJ Redick must make as the Lakers' new head coach. I'm at number 5, Hank, with this upcoming NBA draft. Now, this draft, I don't want to be disrespectful, but just as far as box office names, I don't really feel like there's a lot of talent. There's not a lot of excitement coming out of this draft pool. This is going to be more or less to me about storylines than actual players that can produce something.
Right.
Would you have a problem with the Lakers if these guys were available, going straight story headlines and just picking up Zach Edey at 17 and then picking up Bronny in the second round with the 55th pick? Would you have a problem with the Lakers going in that direction?
No, I told you Edie can help, and Edie is a super veteran from college, and he would help that center position with the Lakers coming right out of college. But they also got that gentleman that beat that case, who is more talented that might be able to drop to that 17, which the Lakers should go.
Yeah. I forgot his name. I know exactly who you're talking about.
He was a top 5 pick.
What's more valuable in your eyes, Hank? Let's say hypothetically, Zach Edey will definitely be available for the Lakers to pick up at 17. But in order for the Lakers to get a DeJounte Murray or a Trae Young or a Colin Sexton, for example, that 17th pick is going to be asked for.
Right.
What do you think is more valuable to these Lakers? Because you highlighting how important Edey would be for AD, who's going to be really the cornerstone of this team. Is it more important to draft Edey, or is it more important to take that pick and try to get one of those more respectable third names?
I know you said Colin Sexton. What's the other name?
We Trae Young and DeJounte Murray.
Again, only one that out of those three is Trae. I believe I would sacrifice Steph to get Trae Young because I believe he's a playmaker and he's clutch. I know he's clutch for sure. We've seen that. And I think with him and Bron and AD, they'd make something happen. And you probably can package Dlo and get something valuable as well if you're going to bring in Trae Young. But beyond that, I will keep the pick. And again, we got BA here. What's the gentleman's name that we talked about that beat that case?
I just got in here. I have no idea.
Terrence, that beat the case?
ball player, the college player that just beat that case. BA, you remember his name?
Yeah. I don't remember his name, but from Illinois. He's from Illinois.
We were talking about him possibly dropping down.
Terrence
Shannon Jr. Yeah, we were talking about him possibly dropping down to 17 for the Lakers. Because we're going through the top 10. I'm going through the top 10 moves I think JJ needs to make now as a Laker head coach. And I'm on number 5, and we're talking about the draft. And I was asking Hank, should the Lakers, because there's not a lot of box office talent coming out of this draft that we know about, should they just go headline, storyline if these two are available, getting Edey at the 17th and then and Bronny at the 55th?
I think both of them are going to be gone. But I think both of them are going to be gone. The Shannon kid, though, the Shannon Jr. kid, he was labeled a top 3 to top 5 pick before this whole situation happened. Then came back and went to killing and lost against Connecticut, UConn, which ended up being the national champion because it was stacked. This kid is box office. Maybe low-key, maybe the best guard in the draft. So
LeBron stamped him. So
if the Lakers can pick him up at 17 because everybody's doing whatever, get him over Edey and over Bronny. He needs to be the priority if he's there. Him being at pick 27 and pick 26, whatever they talking about. That's cap. Somebody gonna take him. But if that is the case, Lakers, please draft him. Please draft him.
I would even move up a couple slots if I can to get him.
Yeah.
Well, the trade to Utah for Jordan Clarkson will move you up to 10th.
Yeah, Clarkson and him. Ooh. Ooh.
So
You don't need Dlo then, right?
No, you keep Dlo.
I'm saying if Dlo decides to go to Orlando, if he opts out, I mean, you don't miss anything. I'm thinking you got youth.
Who's gonna run that point though? Clarkson?
I mean, this is JJ Redick's job. You still got LeBron James. I mean, I don't.
But Dlo helps his legs.
That's the only issue, man. That's the only issue with drafting. If you were to have a Jordan Clarkson and or you were to have a Shannon Jr., LeBron might stunt their growth. He might stunt they play. That's the only thing about it, because he's still going to be demanding and they're going to have to play more off ball, which they're not really accustomed to doing.
Didn't he played with LeBron before?
Clarkson didn't play with LeBron, did he?
We played with Kobe. He played with one of those.
He played with Kobe
or Bron.
Yeah, he played with Kobe. He definitely played with Kobe.
That's why he went to Cleveland for a second and played with him.
No, I was talking about in LA. I thought he played in LA with
I think he played with him in Cleveland. In that second tier, in the second round.
Yeah, in 2018?
Something like that.
After Kyrie left.
Yeah. You're right.
You're right.
LeBron's last year, he played with him in Cleveland.
Yeah.
George Hill.
Right. So y'all think for 1 minute that the Lakers would draft a guard before Bronny James, even though the guy might be more talented? Y'all think that the Lakers would do that?
More talented. I'm sorry.
This is the best. We're not talking about this is the best guard in the whole draft.
I'm not debating nothing y'all saying. All I'm saying is look who we're talking about. We know with this organization there's what is called nepotism. Is that the right word?
Yeah, Bronny is a nepo baby.
Yeah, but
so you think that they would draft someone else at that position that Bronny plays before Bronny? JJ Redick would do that? I don't know.
I agree with you. I think
they pick him at 17. That's sick.
I think Bronny. I think Bronny is going. I'm trying to tell you, man. LeBron is behind the scenes, like, yo, I better pick up my son. Somebody better pick up my son. You want me?
Well, number 6, as far as the top 10 moves that I have that JJ Redick needs to make, is to create an identity for the Lakers. For the last couple of years, we've been throwing it up in the atmosphere that the Lakers are a defensive identity or identified type of team. What type of identity, BA and Hank, do y'all think JJ Redick is going to attempt to bring? What type of system do y'all think he's going to attempt to bring, even though we don't even have a full roster?
I don't think he has a system. I think that he's going to really rely on whoever his assistant coaches are going to be. It's going to be more like their system that he's going to grow accustomed to and stamp his name on it.
Yeah,
so hold up,
coach for sure.
Oh, okay. So my number 2 move at the beginning of the stream was to get his staff.
Yes.
And I was talking about who should be built around JJ Redick, because some people feel like it should be veterans, some people feel like it should be all new faces, and people feel like it should be a mixture. So y'all feel like it definitely needs to be some seasoned in that coaching staff.
I don't even want mixture. It need to be his first year, since he has no experience and don't know what he's doing. I think it needs to be all veterans up there with experience.
Damn.
Like bring what's his name back? That was he came back as an assistant for Brooklyn for a second. What's his name? James Harden, old coach. He coached for the Lakers too before. What's his name? Coach for Houston all them years and for Phoenix. Tony.
D'Antoni?
Yeah.
D'Antoni. Oh.
But see, this is my thing though, Hank. I don't know if those type of coaches with cachet would want to work under JJ Redick, right?
They older now. They like I said, D'Antoni came back as an assistant.
Who just got picked up as an assistant in LA for the Clippers? Was that Jeff Van Gundy?
Jeff Van Gundy. Yeah, he's a senior. Yeah, he's an assistant. Yeah, he's an assistant now.
Okay.
They'll do it now. I think even Stan would do it.
Oh, so Jeff Van Gundy, because Jeff Van Gundy was just doing front of he was just in Boston and got him a ring.
Senior advisor.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So he going to
So getting back to the identity, what type of identity should JJ attempt to implement with the Lakers? Defense, offense, toughness, finesse?
The faceless man. That's what he is. He doesn't have
Mm.
any face. We don't even know
Mm.
because he don't have no experience. I don't think he even know what he's doing.
Going off of his TV show, Mind of the Game, it's going to be offensive. It's going to be offensive.
Offensive?
I agree. That's the only way.
He has to get him a defensive specialist on that bench, sort of like, Phil Jackson, your guy had all them years. Everybody had somebody. I forgot who it was for Doc Rivers. He had a defensive. Wasn't it my man that coached for the Knicks? I forgot who it was. Yeah, it was a guy that coached for the Knicks.
Tom Thibodeau?
Yeah, it was Thibodeau.
Yeah, defensive specialist coach. Like he's
But hold up though. I thought we were sold on guys like Rondo coming over.
I don't mind him.
BA, you got a problem with that?
No, Rondo needs to be on that staff. He needs to be there, especially if he's like Rondo needs to be there to work with any and every point guard that you're trying, any point guard that you're trying to make great or you're trying to get with it. Rondo needs to be there on that staff to talk to him, to talk to all the guards, actually, because he's one of the most intelligent basketball players that we've ever seen.
He'll probably help D'Lo a lot if D'Lo come back.
Oh my gosh, tremendously if D'Lo listened to him.
But I'm just saying he's the exception to your rule, BA, because you said you wanted all season guys. Rondo don't have no experience, so he's just the one guy.
Yeah, when it comes, I look at Rondo as like when he was playing, he was like
coaching.
He was a player's coach, and looking at him like when he played with the Lakers, and specifically, even though he got kicked out of Dallas before that Dallas situation, he was the guy doing this. Like, yo, go over there. This is what I see.
He manipulates the game. Yeah, he manipulates the game in game. I get what you. So he auditioned already in game that he can be a coach, just like LeBron. So you've already seen something, even though he hasn't had the title. All right, I respect that. So let me ask you then. In coaching isn't just about X's and O's. You have to be able to, relate to your personnel, understand your personnel, and adjust and all other type of stuff. But would y'all say, just looking at the podcast and the analyst mind of JJ Redick, does he know more basketball wise than what we just had in Darvin Ham? Does y'all feel comfortable in saying that?
Not me. I don't think
I don't know. You really don't know, to be honest with you, but it looks good on TV.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does, because I've seen Darvin Ham in action as an assistant coach. I've seen his reactions. I've seen him, even though with the Lakers he had the blank board, LeBron had the eraser. It was like, nah, we ain't doing that. We still got a chance to see him work for multiple years in Milwaukee.
Yeah, but he wasn't the guy in Milwaukee, and he had a supporting system. Mike Budenholzer, he hasn't won a championship before, but he was winning in Atlanta. My thing is, it isn't proven that JJ Redick is going to be a coach, like a guy that's going to get the respect in the locker room. We don't know that as of yet from that level. I've always felt like Darvin Ham was a player's guy when he first came to LA, so I get that. But as far as X's and O's, plays, creating plays, understanding things like that,
that's what
I think it's a landslide that he's another level than Darvin Ham.
Nah, I don't think, because we're talking about dealing with a whole organization. I don't like this is not just I'm not gonna say anybody can just sit back and talk X's and O's, but if most veterans can sit back and tell you when the screen is coming, they can call out an offensive defense before it sets. A lot of NBA players can do that. JJ Redick was picked by LeBron for whatever reason, but so many Gilbert Arenas does this. He picks away and tells you plays. Other people, other players who have been on ESPN, Tim Legler, all these other people can do the same exact thing.
Yeah.
But dealing with an organization where you actually have to, you're not only talking about X's and O's, you have to be a psychologist to a sort for these players.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something to see and to
That's what I
look
give
at.
your guy Phil Jackson the heads on. He was good with the players.
But that's what I'm saying, though, bro. If we're talking about egos, we're talking about LeBron and Anthony Davis. We seen that Darvin Ham can't handle those type of egos. We saw the disconnect he had with D'Angelo Russell. I don't know if we'll get that type of disdain from JJ Redick. I believe those guys respect him more than that.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna say this: the team is gonna go wherever LeBron James wants it to go. It's not JJ Redick. It's gonna be LeBron.
He just said it right here for you.
Oh, he said identity is what LeBron wants. Oh, hey, salute to you. Salute to you. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but salute to you. That's exactly how I feel. What this gentleman just said.
Avina Dab said identity is whatever LeBron wants the identity to be. JJ is a puppet and LeBron is the puppet master.
Yes.
LeBron is the real coach.
He's Geppetto. He's Geppetto.
Do you want to play a game?
All right, let's move number 7 on the list of must moves for JJ Redick now as a head coach. Learning the personnel. We kind of talked about this. BA had brought it up. Hank, you had alluded to this. How important is it going to be for JJ Redick to understand the guys whose name is not LeBron and Anthony Davis?
You got it, Hank. Oh, Hank.
How important for him to pretty much
to get to learn the Jackson Hayes and the Max Christie's. Like, you can't think that this whole thing is going to be about LeBron and Anthony Davis if you're going to have some success. You're going to have to really dig into those guys and figure what they have, because moves are eventually going to have to be made. Are these guys more of a liability or an asset? How important is it that you think that it is for JJ to connect early with them young boys that they got?
Well, he's probably already got an idea from watching those games, being on broadcast, and also kind of being in behind the scenes, maybe being the coach, for a while. Salute, guys. But he's going to have a different identity than Ham. So whatever he wants to bring in for offense, which is probably going to be his main thing, he's looking at those guys to see where he can plug them in and help put them in the best positions on the floor for the Lakers with AD and LeBron or without him. I think he's going to do that.
Man, he ain't got no identity. He ain't gonna have one. Yeah, he's the faceless man. You feel me? Like it's nothing. Like we don't know, and I can't even picture him even work. Like I said, I think this is the energy that I get from JJ Redick. I get the energy of somebody that's gonna be like, all right, this is what we do. This is what we do. LeBron, take it from here.
So you don't think you'll have any kind of, because like when they sit down and talk, you don't think about, hey, Bron, I see this in Max Christie. I think he can run this, blah, blah, blah. Let's try it out in this game.
LeBron.
BA, I'm trying to fall back and be quiet, but BA is really pushing it. He really is. I gotta talk to the bosses because you're being so disrespectful right now. Even in the live chat, because you have no regard for what Anthony Davis wants or what Anthony Davis think. If we think that LeBron James is the puppet master in this scenario, mind you, AD signed off on this. So what are we saying about Anthony Davis at the end of the day?
We saying exactly what we talked about yesterday. He has no saying in anything. He's just along for the ride. We talked about this dude. He's a passenger, even though he's supposed to be a driver.
Let me ask you this. Are we able to get what's his name? Borrego on the staff?
Now? Yeah, because Cleveland didn't pick him up. I thought the Cavs was that. I thought that was the Cavs. I thought the Cleveland was his job to take.
Could he be the head assistant?
Possibly.
Would he want
to? That's AD's guy. 81, 80 was pushing for him as well. So you bring him in, Rondo. He got 2 guys on the staff. He can talk.
Respect. Okay. All right.
Yeah, he's going to. JJ Redick is going to have to lean on his coaching staff, and he's going to have to lean on LeBron James. Those are his 2 options. As far as how he relates to the players, that's where that's my stop sign. I don't know how he's going to I don't know how he's going to be personable with the players, and like I said, kind of be like that psychologist to them, and be that and have that coach like mentor. I don't know how he can be kind of like a mentor type coach to these players. I just don't see that. X's and O's, sure, come up with some plots. You got your assistants, but relating to the players, okay, yeah, I've been in the NBA and I was a great shooter, but that's where it stops at, though. For me.
But BA, like, look what Gito was talking about in the chat. Like, if we're being optimistic, like with the basketball mind of LeBron, and see, again, it just seems like you're not sold on the basketball mind of JJ Redick. And I can't force that on you, but I'm impressed with his mental.
I'm not.
So I just feel like, we're going to potentially have some fun. We're going to see some exciting basketball offensively.
This is not Steve Kerr walking into a team with the best shooting backcourt in NBA history and one of the best defensive players ever, and a well-rounded roster bringing in. This is not that. This is somebody that's walking into a situation that's already in chaos. That's been a coaching carousel with a team and a company, which is the team, the Lakers, possibly going bankrupt. And it's so many variables outside of him that I believe will affect him. I don't think he has the moxie for that more than one season. Can he grow accustomed? Sure, but there's so much going on around him, and I don't think he has that moxie to be that guy unless they win. If they win, all you got to do is, that cures everything. But I don't know if they're gonna be winning with him.
Number 8, Laker land on my top 10 moves for JJ Redick is a must make. Number 8 in the podcast with him and LeBron. Hank, do you think that they should keep that thing going, or do you think they should cut that off at the knees?
Yeah, during the season, cut that off. You want to do it in post, what is it? Off season, fine, because they could talk more games, especially if they're still cool. But they should be after the season or All-Star break if they don't make the All-Star or something like that. Don't do it during the season.
Yeah.
Now, JJ Redick just bought into his own media company recently, right? He just did that right before he was, when he was tied in with ESPN. And you know how important it was for LeBron to be seen on camera when he started his venture with his platform. That could be a concern. They might chill on the podcast, but he has to be thinking about his own platform. So we could be seeing JJ still in the media and all that, like on camera. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Matter of fact, he should still do it. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. Draymond Green does it. I just don't think certain things, for instance, that him and LeBron definitely should not be doing it. But his podcast,
who's been successful doing a podcast in real time? Who's been successful doing a podcast in real time? Because Draymond and Golden State has been doing this since he's been doing that.
No.
Paul George?
Nobody.
His ass supposed to be out of here.
No. This is all. This I better not be saying, bro. Worry about your team, man. You're gonna have to focus all your life and your energy is away from your family. You're gonna have to focus on this organization, man.
So get rid of the podcast.
Yeah, he don't need to be on the podcast critiquing players and other teams. He need to critique his own team, man.
The one with LeBron for sure. The other one he has, the old man in the 3, he already has people that can keep the thing going while he's.
I'm talking about the one with LeBron. The one with LeBron, like you talk about. The one with LeBron.
And he's got road tripping with RJ. They partnered on that.
Cut all of that, and if he don't cut it, then pay your guys to continue to bring in that revenue.
That's what he's gonna do.
Where you're not on there or whatnot, unless they're going to give you an interview. Outside of that, this LeBron
don't be on camera. Don't be on camera
at all.
Gotcha.
At all.
Right.
Gotcha.
He going on his the old man in the 3. Tim Legler's on there. He's got another podcast. I forgot what they're called. They come on there, so they'll probably take over with the other guy he does it with. He'll come in sometimes to show his face. It won't be a everyday thing, which is nothing wrong with that.
You got to prove yourself, man.
Number 9, that was number 8, fellas, on my top 10 moves for JJ Redick as a must for the Lakers. Number 8, that was in the podcast. Number 9 for me as moves that JJ Redick must now make as a coach is toy with the youth of this team. We just kind of talked about that a little bit. Just watching recent history from the Lakers, fellas, do y'all think that it's more important for the Lakers to get out to a fast start or for them to pace themselves? Because we've seen a couple years with the Lakers, games that they lost at the beginning of the year that they should have won, kind of bit them in the ass at the end of the year and put them in situations that they really didn't want to be in. But Redick is new. Some guys are getting older. We don't have a roster. You do want to be looking towards the future. So do you think that it's good for the Lakers to start off slow and pace themselves, or is it a must for them to try to get as many wins out the gate as possible?
Got to get wins. They got to get wins. They need every single win that they can get. If they like to pace yourself, that sounds cool, but nah, they got to win.
Not for them.
This is the Western Conference. Every single win literally counts. Literally counts.
You see how you predicted the LA Clippers, how they were struggling, and you predicted that they was going to turn it around, and they made that turnaround. It's like they paced themselves, and they still ended up in a position to be, have postseason play. I don't feel like our team can cruise through an 82-game season playing that game and still have a chance to be playing in April and May.
I mean, I think that guesstimation was when I guessed that for the Clippers and for that to happen or whatnot. I mean, you got James Harden, you got Paul George, you got Kawhi Leonard, you feel me?
Russell Westbrook.
You got Russell Westbrook. When you got those four players on the same team, bro, I'm expecting them to get it together and move forward. The Lakers, this is not the Lakers roster. They got an older LeBron, and they got a AD that's one bump away from being out 20 games. One fall away from being out 20 games. So it's different.
To your point, the Clippers started out really good. They were like one of the top in the West, rather, when they got James Harden.
So Gito say come out guns a blazing, fellas. Y'all say they need to come out early. Don't waste no time playing no games. There is no now. I mean, that can be the expectation, but again, we're dealing with a coach in JJ Redick who hasn't had any experience. So if they do start off slow, do we get rid of what are we doing?
Y'all stuck with JJ for one season. Y'all can get rid of him next year. But
he's a fall guy, you know that.
This is what it is. If LeBron stays with the Lakers make the play in and get sent home, or don't make the playoffs at all, JJ Redick is out of there. There's no second season.
In the first year.
But if LeBron decides to leave, right, and go somewhere else, and JJ Redick does have a tough first season, they will bring him back. So it depends on LeBron's move, I believe.
How much will Lakers Nation villainize LeBron for the Russell Westbrook and JJ Redick experience if JJ Redick gets fired in his first year?
Oh man, they're gonna burn it up.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna get fired.
Yeah.
They need to put the right staff around him, man. Try to get him some success. He at least get to the play-in like Darvin Ham.
You have to get to the playoffs. You have to get to the playoffs in this first year. Yeah, right?
You have to. You're going to have to be in one of them top 8 spots when the season ends. People will give you a pass for getting to the 8th spot or the 7th spot. They will give you a pass for that. But if you don't make it there,
who won the Pacific this year? Was it Phoenix?
No, it was okay.
It was who?
OKC.
No, the Pacific Division.
Oh,
you got the Lakers, the Clippers, the Suns, the Kings.
I believe it was the Clippers.
Okay.
I gotta definitely look into that, but I thought it was the Clippers who got it this season.
Exotic say who the Lakers going to draft 17th. I want to see Bronny play with his father, but not at the expense of the 17th pick. I'm just keeping it real, Exotic. You cannot afford to use this on Bronny. I'm sorry. You can't. You can't.
Terrence Shannon Jr.
Yo, Exotic. Bronny's gonna probably be like the 12th or 13th pick or something.
That's crazy.
I don't know why I feel that way. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I feel like somebody's gonna be like, "Yo, We want LeBron James on our roster.
When the draft is in what, like 2 days?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I believe the draft is in a couple of days. Yep.
It should be very soon because it's usually
Well, that's what we know what LeBron gonna do after the draft.
Last thing, number 10 on my top 10 moves JJ Redick must make as a Lakers head coach. Last but not least, you guys may agree or disagree with me. Get LeBron and AD in their true position this season. I would love for the Lakers to be in a position that Anthony Davis could play the 4 and LeBron could play the 3 for the duration of the season with confidence at the 5. Not so much productivity, but just confidence that Jackson Hayes or Zach Edey or Vandal Christian, like these guys wouldn't screw it up. So I'm hoping JJ Redick finds a way to get those guys to play their true position more times than less. I think that would definitely help the Lakers if they could pull it off, depending on what the roster look like.
AD is too out of shape to be a 4. LeBron is too old to be a 3.
You gonna put LeBron in power forward?
Yeah.
You keeping LeBron at the 4?
I'm definitely keeping LeBron at the 4. He doesn't have that 3, that pop, that quickness and everything at that position. He doesn't have that athleticism or anything, and he cannot guard. He cannot
you
guard
nuts? Why are you lying to the American public like that?
Oh my God. He cannot guard anymore. 7.
Oh, LeBron can't guard anybody.
Oh,
LeBron was all NBA this season.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been all NBA. His name, I told you, his name outweighs his game right now. His name outweighs his game. What he did to get his name that high, salute to him. All NBA, most all-stars, multiple time MVP. But with LeBron, that old man Bron? Nah, man.
LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James.
Y'all know the vibes, man. Y'all know how we give it up here on Lakerland. Make sure you guys smash that like button for us, man. Definitely help us. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to Exotic. Shout out to Gito Smith popping out. Reginald Hurl in the building. Big up to you, Reggie. Appreciate you coming through. Brian Green also joining us in the live chat. Shout out to you guys, man. Make sure you guys, if y'all new to this platform, subscribe to the channel. We definitely appreciate you guys. BA, Hank, y'all got any final thoughts? Anything y'all want to get y'all shit off before we step out?
LeBron James is going to be the downfall of the Lakers organization if he stays 2 more seasons. And I'm hoping that LeBron James go ahead. I hope that his son gets drafted by somebody else so he can just leave the purple and gold. Thank you for what you've done for our franchise. You brought a championship. Now it's time to go move on and go stunt the growth of another team and go play with your son because you ain't trying to win championships no more for real. So LeBron, hopefully they get him up out of there. Salute to you.
So let me ask you a question before I go to Hank because I'm not going to let you be disrespectful. I just want to know when LeBron decides to leave and you go to the store and get your Lakers jersey, what is your expectations for your Lakers that season? Because Lakerland's still going to be in full effect. We're not going anywhere. But what is your expectations going to be for a team without LeBron?
I don't care if y'all kill me on this or not. This is just my opinion, Lakerland. Your favorite hater here, by the way. Salute to y'all. Appreciate that. Hey, they're still going to be a play-in. They're going to be a play-in team even without
you and
LeBron.
Hank is tripping, yo. You and Hank.
I keep telling you, they're going to still be a play-in team. They're not going to be one of them 20 wins. No, they still going to win 40-plus games.
Y'all forgot about Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies going to be better. You see what Houston did in the second half of the year. Y'all act like the Western Conference is not going to get tougher. Y'all are playing games with Lakerland. Why?
Ja Morant can't prove he's gonna stay healthy, or stay out of legal trouble. So he might play 20 games next year.
Can Anthony Davis prove that he can stay healthy?
No.
I think he will. I think he'll play at least 60-something games this year.
But all I'm saying is you don't want to give Ja Morant the benefit of the doubt, but you will give AD the benefit of the doubt when we talk about availability.
Recency bias.
Okay.
Get him up out of here. Get LeBron up out of here.
All right, Laker land. Salute to you guys, man. Y'all be safe. We catch you guys on the next live stream. Make sure you guys subscribe to my brother's channel as well, Sports Game Vision on YouTube. We locked in every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. And Get Your Bars Up Media, my brother BA on YouTube. BA, I was looking for your reaction channel because I was watching the Mary J joint you did, but I was on Twitter watching it. You got a different channel?
I know,
because you wasn't on the YouTube joint. When I went, I'm like,
I was on a YouTube joint, but YouTube cut that. They cut it. They didn't strike my channel, but they blocked the video on YouTube because
because I'm sitting there like, what was he?
Oh, BT.
Yeah, because they played like the first 10 minutes of it because I had multiple people from all over YouTube like, oh man, oh my gosh, we had dang near 100 or some people in there, and then the stream just cut, and then it just went straight to it went straight to Twitter, to X.
Nasty work.
Nasty.
All right, boys and girls, we are out. Purple and gold skies. Y'all have a happy Monday and be safe. We catch you guys later on Lakerland. Peace.